Foreign nerds. Can I even
Foreign
say it?
nerds.
Foreign
All right.
nerds.
So
Like a foreigner, but foreign nerds.
yes, I get the concept, but here's the first thing. I love the name, but as a foreigner, it's hard for me to pronounce our own goddamn podcast name. So for
I can't take Latinos anywhere.
so foreign nerds.
We're gonna get canceled that way through the first podcast.
Jesus. We can't have that name. If we can't pronounce it, we can't have it.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I
that's a
actually,
fair rule.
I actually love it. Because we're foreign and we're nerds. So, so today we wanted to start with some DC news, right? We'll talk about a lot.
Oh
We're
God.
planning about talking about DC, Comic Con, Kenobi, Prey, whatever comes up, right? We have topics up the yin yang, but DC, like what's going on over there? What are your thoughts? What's his name? Ezra Miller causing chaos.
Oh,
Honestly,
he should be more like Reverse Flash right here at this point.
what cracks me up is DC should stand for Drama Some Company. So like they should just change their name from DC to just Drama Company.
For real.
I mean, with Batgirl being canceled, we might be losing. They even talked about losing Flash. They're talking about it right now. And
Yeah, there's a story out there about the 3 options I heard where they want to either trash it, right? Like how they did Batgirl.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's too expensive to even recast him because it would be too much unless they recast him at the end, where something happens with the timeline and they use a different actor, which probably could be an option too, or somehow where they convince Ezra Miller to say something and explain what happened, and then be like a limited, public tour, I guess, to promote the film. But it doesn't look good at all, I think.
yeah, and I think that's like trashing the movie was like the third option. But if I remember correctly, like the first 2 options still had him, going through with the movie or whatever. Because I think they filmed most of it already by now. But the problem is that for what I read, there's even some like missing people, like some like missing family, and like he's tied to that. Like, have you heard about that? So
what I've heard is there's a warrant out for his arrest, or there's a warrant out for something, for some like stupid lewd act or something like that. And here's what I don't get, and I don't mean to like just jump off the Ezra topic. If Sony can come out with Morbius, and these guys and like Marvel can still put out New Mutants. I mean, these guys can at least let Batgirl, which is completely finished, just jump on whatever Discovery Plus HBO Max is going to be called, and just let it out. Who cares at this point? You finished the movie, and Flash is done, and both of these movies both have Michael Keaton in them, so people are going to want to see it.
yeah,
I heard there was a screener on Batgirl where it was just how do you say it? I don't want to say woke, but they have a lot of stuff where people were just like, really? And then the other thing that a lot of people didn't understand too, and going back with Michael Keaton, people just didn't understand, well, what happened to Ben Affleck? Where does this fix in the universe? So people came out more confused watching this film. Based on what I heard from the screener of Batgirl, that it was just a hot mess. And like, it didn't make sense to anybody who was watching the film, and it wasn't really like if you have somebody like Aquaman, Jason Momoa on the film, everybody's gonna watch it because it's gonna make money, right? And people thought the same thing about Morbius, but that didn't help at all. Even though Michael Keaton was in that one too, for some odd reason. But still,
I haven't seen the movie yet. Like I know, I wanted to see it, and I think James kind of like made it clear that it was super trash. So I was like, I'll wait for like whenever I have a couple hours to spare. But I haven't seen it yet. But that's the thing, right? Like if we talk about like if we compare, the Marvel universe and the DC universe, right? Marvel can throw out a shitty movie, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, everybody knows it's shitty or whatever," but that doesn't stop you from like watching all the other movies, right? And by the way, I heard that the new Thor also sucked. I haven't seen it yet, but it doesn't take away from like the old movies, like the old Avengers movies, and what's to come, like right, the new Avengers movies, and you're still like hyped about that. It's like, oh yeah, Morbius is a blip, but with DC, they have had like, flop after flop, right? And don't get me wrong, I like a lot of their movies,
So
regardless of how bad they are. I still get geeked to see Batman. Doesn't matter who plays them or whatever, right? But I still get like pretty excited about watching these movies, right? But it's literally been flop after flop. So I think that what they're afraid of is, okay, like if we put this Batgirl out there, and however bad it is, that is completely gonna ruin everything, right? Like their whole franchise, right? So, I guess they have a point, but it also kind of doesn't make sense to spend $70 million to make this movie, have this up and coming actress or whatever. I mean, she must feel shitty as hell, right? And then say, you know what? No, we're not gonna do it. And then you have this Ezra Miller, this white guy, right? Like possibly murdering people, like bringing people into cults or whatever, and then like, all right, so option 1 is we'll still keep the movie. Option 2 is we'll still keep the movie, and option 3 maybe we trash it. So it's like it's it gives a lot to talk about, right? Especially with like
I think
nowadays,
a lot
right? So
it has to do with the money. They dropped a lot of money in it, and like in comparison to Backer was what 70 million.
70 million. I mean, that's
yeah.
I thought it was 90.
Flash was what 200. Well, still, it's not as much as Flash, right? And with Flash, they're already talking about all these other cameos, right, and crossovers. And there was an article I saw where I guess DC was trying to do this whole Infinite Earth type of storyline, like like how Arrowverse did it in CW, where they just threw everybody in there. And I guess that's what they wanted to do, but in the last minute, and this goes back into why they canceled Batgirl, was because they wanted to at least follow a little bit of what the Snyderverse story they were going with, which is why they introduced Ben Affleck's Batman and Aquaman too.
I agree.
You heard about that?
Yeah, I agree with that. So, like, I think the biggest aspect, and I think, Rolly, you're perfectly touching on it, is that Batgirl, I think, is set in a different universe, not their main universe. And I think the benefit of, so whoever is now in charge of the whole thing with Discovery and HBO and DC all merging together, I think what they're doing is they're trying to make the Flash movie be their stepping point, bringing everything in together. It's a good jump off because it gives you a reset, and it lets you bring in multiple universes, introduce multiple universes, but still keep the main, I guess, DC Prime world intact with, unfortunately, Ezra, with Ben Affleck, Aquaman being Jason Momoa, Wonder Woman being Gal Gadot. They're still keeping them on the forefront. They're not going to get Snyder back. I don't think he's going to be back. But this Flash is a good jump off, unfortunately.
Did you hear about Superman? They want to keep this guy. I guess they're trying to reach out. I mean, this came out like a day ago.
Man of Steel needs to happen.
I feel like they need the sequel, And going back to like what Rudy said about how when you're watching these Marvel movies, it's like you have to watch it, even though it's going to be meh. And it's kind of same reason why I keep on watching Fast and Furious. I know it's going to be dumb. I know I'm not going to like it, but I have to see it because I saw all the other ones. So I invested too much time.
Listen.
And then
Stop.
Listen.
Stop
No. For everybody
you're an idiot.
No. Listen, for everybody that's like, oh, the first Fast and the Furious was awesome, and like, look at all this shit that's going on right now with like the explosions and like flying tanks.
He went
like,
to space
or whatever. Oh yeah, the space. That's what I like to see in a movie. Like the most exaggerated shit that you can throw at a movie, like the most unrealistic stuff. Like, why would I want to see? Like just shooting.
Then just make a sci-fi movie.
I live in Chicago. I see that shit every day, right? Outside on the street. No, give me the impossible stuff, right? Like flying of submarines and like, going to space and like a Tesla, whatever it is, keep giving it to me. Keep making the Fast and the Furious movies.
I think you're on your own on that one.
I think you need to stop, lay off the drugs, lay off the alcohol, stop mixing the two together. Hey, have another shot.
Listen. I'm not alone because they keep making these movies and nobody's trashing them like Batgirl or
What?
Flash.
Everyone,
everyone-
the whole world trashed Fast 9 or whatever the last one was called. That
Was it Fast 10? This is the one with John Cena, right?
John Cena's Vin Diesel's brother. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, where was this guy 15 years ago? You know, like
You got the whitest guy in the world, John Cena, all of a sudden with a mulatto of Vin Diesel, whatever Vin Diesel is. He's a mixed breed of everything.
Okay, let me
You know what?
give some clarity here.
Thinking about John Cena, Peacemaker, I think he did a great job doing that character for both the Suicide Squad and the spin-off series.
I haven't seen the spin-off series, but just before we get into that,
let's not jump topics right now.
Made $726.2 million. So
yes, because the China market is awful. The China market is awful. That's why they believe anything.
It doesn't. You know how many billions of people live in China? Like they can all be wrong, right? Like 726 million people. Right,
whatever. That's awful.
On what to watch over there, anyway. It's
maybe
like they don't really have a choice. Like, all right,
Batwoman or Catwoman over there. I don't know. Cast.
That's twice you mentioned Catwoman. Where is this Catwoman movie?
What is this? Listen, stop with the fetish already. Got it. You want Halle Berry back? I get it.
I keep
it's
thinking
not, that was awful too.
I like Zoe Kravitz too. Is that her name?
She did a good job, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's Zoe,
there's
Anne Hathaway, well, she was dating Ezra Miller before. Was it like a few years back?
Oh, really?
Now she's like with Channing Tatum. Now she's moving on to Gambit. That movie should have happened too.
No, that's another one.
You know, honestly, like, you know what I really want to talk about once we get through today's podcast is how you guys feel about Wakanda and Wakanda Forever having your lineage being portrayed. Well, some of you.
Yeah, so I feel super crazy proud because finally, after so many years, I mean, I guess Oscar Isaac is a Guatemalan. By the way, I'm Guatemalan for whoever didn't know, but is a Guatemalan representation, but not really, right? Like, he's more of an American that has Guatemalan parents or whatever, or grandpa, whatever it is.
Usually it works to be Guatemalan.
Yeah.
Usually you have Guatemalan parents. Yeah. You don't have to be born there.
Well,
take the win, bro. Take the win. I mean,
how many actors do you think you got?
There's Guatemalans and there's Whitemalans, okay? And I'm telling you,
there's watermelons.
And there's watermelons. So no, I'm super happy because he's a great actor. Didn't he win a couple Oscars? He's in Star Wars. He's in Ex Machina. He's a great actor.
He was in X-Men.
But this lady, who plays and it's a short. I'm guessing it's gonna be a very few lines for her or whatever. But she plays Namor's mom. Right, and she's a native from Guatemala, and just a literal, like person that has been in a couple of short films or whatever. So I pretty excited about that. I got to tell you that. Other than that, I know Namor, right, is played by a Mexican actor. Wasn't he like in Narcos or something? It was pretty.
Yeah,
he was
in Narcos.
There. And
I expected someone taller and more in shape. Like when he came out on San Diego Comic-Con. And I think he's probably a great actor. I loved him in Narcos. I just expected someone to be more buff, play Namor and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Well, the way these actors train too, they could make anything happen. I mean, Tony Stark, right? in real life, Robert Downey Jr. is short compared to Pepper Ant, right? But they make him seem like
Yeah.
they're the same height, which is
Yeah,
whatever.
we'll see how they
But
portray him in the
have
movie.
you guys
Right?
have you guys really seen the trailer and seen all the theories going around about that with the Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit
Yeah.
about that,
Like-
right? Because in the trailer, like I think like one of the first scenes is Black Panther's hand, right? Like the claw or whatever. But we don't
No.
really know, right? Who the character is gonna be. Like if it's gonna be like we don't or it's not set in stone, right? Who Black Panther is gonna be?
Well,
Well, they're being shy about it, right? They're not really saying it.
everyone
there's
is
a lot of
guessing out
theories.
of 3 people. They're saying it's either his sister, his girlfriend. I forget their names. Is it Shuri? Shuri's
Yeah,
his sister.
Fury's those sister.
And then who's his girlfriend or his whatever?
Ironheart.
No,
No,
Ironheart's
that's
Riri
Riri
Williams.
Williams.
Damn.
But the girlfriend, we know who that is.
Anyways, it's either them two
Let
or
me see.
they're gonna resurrect Killmonger.
That's the one I wanted to talk about. Because if you remember at the end of Black Panther, he wanted to be thrown in the ocean like his ancestors. If
Exactly.
that's the case, Namor being from, underwater, I would see that, but it's a stretch though.
Oh, Nakia. It's it's Lupito Nyong'o.
Nakia, that's right.
Yeah, sorry.
So like I think what they're gonna end up doing. Let's just play along with the Killmonger thing, right? You're right. I think they're gonna play in the fact that Atlanteans or whatever they're called, whatever Namor is called in this movie, because I know they're switching it from not Atlanteans to something else. I know in the comics it was an Atlantean, but not in this movie. I think what they're saying is that purple flower that grows that gives him his powers will be in the ocean. There's adamantium in the ocean floor, so there could be a Killmonger. What I'm thinking is, it's going to be Shuri, because I think we're going to see possibly Nakia be pregnant. That's my guess with T'Challa's baby, and go from that. I don't think Killmonger is going to be in it, but that's my guess. I think it's going to be Shuri. Because you know what it was?
Pregnancy?
So if you look at that last scene or the scene with the claw, you see the bracelet. It's those things that Shuri was using to block off and end of what was it? What was the last Avengers called? Endgame.
Endgame?
Yeah. Or not Endgame, the one previous to that, when Thanos won.
Infinity War.
So, right. So, like, she was using those panther skulls on her arms, and you could see one. Like, it's like sitting this way. It's not going all the way over her hand. It's just sitting with the mouth open.
I see.
So, that's why I think it's Shuri.
Who do you guys?
And I can't tell from the body frame. Well, I don't want it to. I don't want it to be a one-off.
Killmonger?
I wish it was. I wish it was like Killmonger and he lasts, but I don't think they're gonna go down that road. I can't see them go down that road. I think Ryan Coogler's too creative to use the same person twice like that, to be a big role like that when he's killed him off. I think he's just too creative of a writer, director, or whatever. He'll come up with a good story and something that can last till, Black Panther 3.
Do you think?
Because I would think it'd be a trilogy.
I was gonna say.
What about M'Baka?
Do you guys think that they'll do any type of CGI with like the actor Chadwick Boseman or whatever, like at least to hand off? Because I mean, are we gonna have a story of why he's not there? Right?
I think we're gonna have a story. Maybe in the ancestral plane, we'll see him in a distance, like this godly figure in the distance, like an angelic figure, I should say.
Like how he used to go see his dad, right?
Right. But I think it's going to be more hard to tell if that's actually him. Hopefully, they can make it look as decent as possible. But I don't think they're going to play the Chadwick Boseman role too much.
Or they could have like a Panther represent
Right.
him in the afterlife
Right.
too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they could do. But going
like,
back to what we saw in the trailer, go ahead.
No, I was gonna touch base on what you said. You said you wanted to say M'Baku,
Yeah, that guy,
possibly.
because he could have. I mean, that was one of
He's
the
a
options
big
too,
guy, and he's the Black Panther we saw in that silhouette or in that background for that brief shot. I think M'Baku's a lot bigger than that guy. I think M'Baku's
I
like
agree.
6'3" and like wide as fuck.
But
Right.
how many times have these trailers fooled us with a few editing shots
Oh,
here and
yeah.
there?
I was gonna say, yeah,
Oh,
like maybe
deleting shit, not even having it.
like maybe Sherry put it on for like a scene, right? Like she needed to do something and she had to put it on, just kind of like how Killmonger took the purple juice and whatever for a minute, right? And maybe that's it. I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting. I like the thrill that they gave us, and then the anticipation, right? Of like, man, like we really want this to happen. When is it coming out? Is it next year or is it this year?
No, it's this year.
No, it's this year, yeah.
It's December. I think
December?
it drops in December.
Okay. Yeah, that's really
But here's
exciting.
the other thing too. Who's the villain?
That's the thing. Everyone's playing it out that Namor's the villain right now. Kind of like how Black Panther was. Kind of like how Black Panther was against Captain America in Civil War. You know, they're making him seem like the anti-hero type thing, almost like a Punisher role is what Namor's going to be playing.
November 11th.
November
Because the
11th,
reason why I'm
okay.
asking, in the trailers, you guys see army people running around. Like, that's not Wakanda. That's not Namor.
Well, I think what they said is those are all hints at Doctor Doom.
That's what I was
That's
gonna
what
say.
I heard too.
That's what I was gonna say because I
Yeah.
think they're gonna do the classic, Atlanteans versus Wakandans, right? And then like, oh shit, it's not really you, right? Like, there's a bigger threat. Let's join forces, right? Because we're both good guys, and then we're gonna kick that ass, and then we're gonna have to wait for probably like another Avengers movie for that conclusion,
Well,
but yeah, I think Doctor Doom. I think that's like the logical explanation because we're getting Fantastic Four too coming up, right?
well, think about it this
And
way.
it kind of makes sense. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Like I was gonna say, like what Rudy was saying, especially how Marvel does things. Everything's connected. So now we got Namor connected to the Eternals because those are the people that were traveling that lost their city in the Aztec area that became the Atlanteans or whatever they're called now. And then now going forward, this is the stepping stone for Doctor Doom to be in Fantastic Four and to be a main role in all the next Avengers that are coming out with Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Because in Secret Wars, Doctor Doom's a huge role. He's like the main adversary, I think. I think it's between him and King Prime, which I think is what's going to end up happening. So everything's just lining up to have Doctor Doom be the main antagonist in this Wakanda movie.
And unfortunately, I didn't read Secret Wars. Did you guys, or have you guys followed that story before?
Yeah, I read the comics a little bit, but I bet it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was 12 at the time.
Yeah, and they usually like bring some of the comic book stuff, right? But they have, the MCU has its own thing, and they kind of twist
Yeah.
that around. But at least the Infinity War, obviously they twisted it a lot, but Thanos was like the main guy, right? So, we're thinking Doctor Doom. Yeah, that's I mean, it has to be. I'm thinking.
I saw a bumper sticker that said Thanos isn't wrong. Wasn't wrong.
I gotta say, it's
Well, here's why it made me laugh and made me think. Thanos did what he did. Then that Eternals giant wouldn't have been born. Remember how like they said they take the best of us to create what was it, a Titan? Not a Titan.
Yeah.
What are they called?
I thought they were called Titans. No.
No, Thanos is a Titan.
Oh yeah.
Celestial.
Uh,
For
yeah,
Celestial,
yeah.
yes. So like, with Thanos doing the snap, we wouldn't have a Celestial coming out of the Earth. So he wasn't completely wrong.
He wasn't. Like that's what a lot of people argue, right? The only thing is just the ethical piece of like deciding to take somebody's life away, right? Like that's just but in theory, yeah, like we're in reality we're killing the planet. If half of us weren't here, it would last a lot longer, I tell you what. So
I mean, I know I'm fucking it up.
And it's just you, James.
I blame me and my people. So we do a lot of bad things.
Your people without the country, right?
Yeah. No, just Middle East in general.
Moving on.
And we're canceled.
Can't be canceled. I can't make fun of my own people. Goddamn it.
This is true, but I'm laughing.
It's okay. That's why there's no racism amongst us, because we keep laughing at each other.
This is true. The four nerds. I keep saying four nerds. It's four nerds.
I was gonna say that. You're like, where's the fourth guy?
He couldn't make it. He's actually Asian.
That's awesome. All right, so
You know what's funny that I was thinking about this is that we're gonna see a lot of Kang. Like, yeah, we got a glimpse at
Loki.
Kang in Loki, but Quantumania, he's the main bad guy. With Ant-Man, Wasp, Quantumania, he's the main bad guy. I think
rough.
I heard the same thing, and I think we're gonna see like a shit ton of Kangs. Yeah, MODOK is in it too. But I don't get what Bill. What's Bill Murray's role?
I hope it's not MODOK. It's like hearing Garfield. Come on.
No, I can't imagine him being MODOK at all. No way. I think he's a great actor, but not as MODOK.
I heard they jacked up that character though. Did you hear about it? How it's not a giant head anymore; it's more like a robotic face or something.
Oh, really?
Wait. I hope they didn't make it where he becomes like Brain from TMNT, where he was the thing in the stomach and controlling a robot the whole thing. If they make him like Brain from TMNT, it's gonna be stupid.
Like, and maybe that's why they didn't release the trailer yet, because same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Because they're not done with it; they're still tweaking up the effects. But I heard it was not as expected. It was
I mean,
the last movie for Phase 4,
CGI type dude, right? Like Thanos, right? Where you can kind of see a glimpse of what's his name?
James Brolin.
Brolin. Yeah,
Josh Brolin.
So like Bill Murray. I mean, MODOK his face is pretty jacked up, right? So it could be.
Okay, I have a question. For Phase 5, what are you most excited about, and what are you saying, whatever, about? Which movie or series that they have on the list are you like, I'm super jacked up for this, and what are you saying, I don't know where the fuck they're going with this one?
Man,
I think I'm the list again.
To be honest with you,
Rudy,
you
want to go first?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I'm super pumped about Neymar. And just overall, I think he's gonna have his own individual movie, right? But
wait, stick to the question. What movie in Phase 5? What movie or show and that's not in it, because like Phase 4 ends with Wakanda Forever.
Right.
So Phase 5, I think we're gonna get a Namor movie. No, am I wrong?
No. Phase 5 is Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Marvels, Blade, Captain America, and Thunderbolts. And TV, so you got What If Season 2.
Let me see.
That's what it's listed as, a film.
Okay.
I might be wrong. Secret Invasion,
Echo.
Echo, Loki season 2, Ironheart, Agatha,
Agatha.
which makes sense, and Daredevil, Born Again. So that's your
All
options.
right.
Which ones are you looking forward to, and which is you're like, meh?
All right.
And
I truly think that Ant-Man Wasp is the one I'm looking forward to the most. The one I can like give two shits about. I'm gonna say Agatha. I think that's gonna be a waste of
Well,
space.
let's split it up between movies and films. Like films,
Okay,
because there's a
movie.
lot
Okay,
here.
so movie wise, I'm hyped on Ant-Man Wasp because I think that's just gonna be the kickoff
Okay.
point for our Avengers movies.
All
And the
right.
one least likely to like, Captain America.
Okay.
I just can't see Sam Wilson be Captain America.
Uh,
I'm not feeling it.
I think a little racist.
No, I like the storyline in the comics where they gave it to Bucky Barnes. You know, he is Steve's best friend. They grew up together, same mindset. Yes, his mind got fucked, but the Wakandans took care of it. He's back to normal.
yeah, it's possible that
So
we can see. I mean, we never know, man. I mean, it's not set in stone that. I mean, he
Chris
is
Evans.
Captain America. I mean, we had the show, but it's possible that it can transition into somebody else. Because I also
Oh,
it's hard for me to like see it, right? Especially after how many almost 20 years of whatever what's his name
Chris Evans,
Chris Evans, right? And it's funny because I just saw him in that movie Gray Man with
yeah.
it's
oh, okay.
pretty awesome movie. So it was pretty interesting to see him as a bad guy. So I definitely recommend that movie. Good action. But I mean I don't know. I think I again it's sounds racist, but it's hard to see that guy be Captain America. You know, like it's it's
I don't
programmed
think
in our
it's racist.
brain. You know, or
I don't think
maybe
it's racist.
no, but I think that maybe a different. Okay, let's say if it's a black guy, but maybe a different one. I just don't see
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Falcon.
Can I tell
I
you
just
what I like the most? Let me tell you what I like most about Captain America: Winter Soldier. That when they introduced the old man, the old black man that was part of the super soldier serum
yeah.
treatment, I'd rather have him like show us his younger version be Captain America, someone like that. Sam Wilson has no powers.
Oh,
He
yeah,
is
that's true.
regular. He is human. He has
Yeah.
zero. It has nothing to do about race. If you gave me a black person that
He's
was having the super soldier serum in him, sign him up.
he's not even
I think
wealthy
I.
like Batman or has super intelligence like Iron Man.
He's
Like
not. He
You know
can't.
what?
He knows how to fly with wings
There's
on.
already one like that. His name is Luke Cage. I could have been Captain America.
Dude, honestly, if they make someone they said Luke Cage, well, he has his own story, and I love his story. But like, if someone has that same ability like Luke Cage, indestructible skin, super strong, I want him as Captain America.
yeah.
You know,
Because
it would make sense then. Yeah, looking at it that way. And no, and I agree with you too. When I was watching the series, it was like, okay, like, is he gonna get the serum? Is he gonna have powers? And you're right. In the end, it's just a regular guy. And then I guess
Mhm.
his story was more about, dealing with the racism stuff like that. And it was just
oh,
like,
that was the most
okay.
woke.
The
There were
last
some really woke episodes in
the last
Captain
one,
America:
it
Winter
was like,
Soldier.
And
I was like, okay.
which is fine, right? Which is fine, and but I think that yeah, you have to be really, you have to be a special person to play Captain. I mean, Captain
Yeah,
America's like the main dude, man. Like, you know, he's not
you can.
actually he was never one of my favorites, but he's part of the Avengers. Like he's part of like the main thing, you know. My first comic books, you know, like all the Ultimates, you know, like it's Captain America, like kicking ass. So it's kind of hard, right, to see just a regular guy with wings
I,
take over that
well,
role.
getting back to the question, what do you guys think? What's your prime
So
Oh,
movie that you want to
I'm
watch?
I'm next.
Go
All
ahead.
right.
go for
So
it.
Go ahead.
though I'll tell you right now, the one that meh. As far as the movies are concerned, I agree. It's Captain America because I don't know how where else can you go with that. after watching the series, right? And the one I'm hyped about, and it's because I kind of like the other two, was Guardians of the Galaxy. I like what James Gunn does with the movies. I feel like it's going to be very interesting, especially with the reactions I hear from Comic-Con about how they released that trailer. It was going to be really good.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I hear that it's gonna be
is
probably
everyone
like
leaving?
like the end, right? Like the end of the Guardians.
I think it's the
heard
end of the Guardians, but
somebody's gonna
I hope it's not
die.
the end of the characters.
One of them I heard is going to die. Like,
I
Well,
mean,
I think
somebody
it's
had
going to
a
be more
theory.
than one.
we don't have
Somebody had
Gamora
a
anymore,
theory.
right? I mean, Gamora's gone.
No, she's still out there.
No, she's in it. She's in it.
So is it gonna be like a before, like a past prequel, whatever, or
No,
So no,
it's
what
going
they're
to be
saying
where
it's
she
going
has
to.
to get to know them again.
Well, what they're okay. So this is a majority of it is going to be a rocket story. Like
okay?
they're going to be playing on the background is all going to be a rocket story. Where in the forefront you're going to see them try to get Star Lord and Gamora back together and introduce Adam.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
we're
But
going to
this
get the.
Gamora, I mean, like obviously is gonna have to be a different, like from a different multiverse, right? Like a Gamora from a different universe. It can't. How is it
No.
gonna be the same Gamora?
No, they
from a
brought her
different
back in
timeline,
time.
remember?
Remember they
She
brought her
went to
back
the
in
future.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Did they?
How do you not remember this?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and then it's like, this is the guy I'm gonna hook up with, and then
Remember,
her sister's like,
Star Lord's
yeah.
like,
right.
Star-Lord's like, "Oh my God, you're back!" and she hits him in the nuts.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, the edibles are
blanked
kicking
out.
in. But anyway,
Yeah,
all right.
man.
So that's your Captain America and Guardians. So me, I'm looking at this, I'm really looking forward to Blade. Blade. I hope they actually like live
Well,
up to the
you know
name,
what?
bro. Like live up to Wesley Snipes. That
Because
Blade was
look,
the shit.
Blade was gory. Blade was gory. Blade was raw. It was
Yeah.
and then with MCU, I feel like they're gonna Disney it up a little. So
We'll
I
see,
don't know. That's
man.
why
I
I'm like,
mean,
I gotta see something because that actor that's playing Blade, he's really good. True
Oh, he's
Detective.
amazing.
Yeah. So
What did you call him?
no, in the show True Detective. That's where I
Oh,
saw him.
what's
I
his
don't know
name
his
again?
name. Ah,
Hang on.
he's the Oscar winner for Moonlight, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mark.
I'll tell you right now. Let's Google it.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. What he said, yeah.
So yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. I hope they again live up to the name and the movies, right, of Blade. I don't know if they can make it gory or whatever, but I hope it's good. And then to be honest, the one that I'm like shaky about is Daredevil. So, and I'll explain.
Oh,
That's going to be a
TV.
show. Wait, that's a show.
Oh, is that a show?
We're
I
not
thought
talking
it was.
about that yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
It's
an
like 20 episodes.
18 episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that one.
I know.
So yeah. So let's talk about that.
Wait. Before we jump to that,
Okay.
going back to Blade, did you hear who's going to be the main bad guy? Or the actor that might be playing the main bad guy?
No.
Okay, Rolly, you're going to love this. Remember? Okay, so what's his name from The Boys? Whatever. Who's their Superman?
No. Homelander?
Homelander is going to play Dracula and be the main bad guy.
Oh, that's crazy. That's actually perfect, bro. That's actually pretty
supposedly.
Good. Have you seen pictures of that guy?
And
like on Google, like he looks like a pretty like normal, handsome looking guy.
Well, he's not ugly in the movie on the show.
Well, they make him look weird, man. Like he's not your typical handsome Superman guy. They make him look weird, man. Like just
you know what it is.
Like,
you know what it is.
Weird?
No, they gave him the Zach Morris frosty tips.
There's something with his jaw. There's something with his jaw and like his like overbite or underbite, whatever you call it, and it just annoy like makes me want to punch him right in the face, bro. Like that guy
That's
is so
called good acting.
Right. I mean, it's
That's
so
some good
that
acting.
like, if you see his normal picture, he's just a regular guy, Homelander asshole. And it's just so crazy, so good. So good, that show.
And they're saying what's
the
his name's
villain?
supposedly. And I think
that guy can't play a fucking good guy ever. Like that guy's gonna be a bad guy forever.
He won't be typecast then. He can always play bad guys. And they're gonna have what's his name from Eternals in it, Black Knight, Kit Harington.
Oh yeah,
because of the after credits scene with Blade.
You know what?
Gotcha.
Again, a lot of times they do these and they never really go back to what happened for real. So, or it takes like 20 years to. Oh yeah, I remember that. Here it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, man,
I
like
hold my breath.
I really appreciate like Amazon to be making these like off MCU whatever DC like these off topic comic book stories, man. They're so good. Like The Boys is really good, and I hope they change the theme a little bit for season 4, because this, Homelander being the bad guy, whatever, like, I hope they change something, but, The Boys is great. So gory. The storyline is great. Characters are great. I don't know if you guys seen Invincible. Oh my God. What a great show.
But do you know the
for that? When I saw that first episode, I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then boom. I'm like, what just happened? Like what was the point of watching any of this? And then, but it was a great way to see how the whole season was going to be like, because it was not your typical comic book or TV show. That's what I love about watching.
You guys know, The Boys is a DC comic.
Yeah. And I know Kirkman wrote Invincible too. So yeah, but the way it's portrayed on the show, right? It's just different. It hits you different, man.
Well, yeah, because you couldn't get away with this type of shows and movies, through public television, right? This would have to be through like something like Amazon or HBO, right? Because that's how they're able to pull it off, because you can't show these to kids, right? Like they're not going to be able to, well, they shouldn't be allowed to watch any of that.
All
but
right,
like
bringing it back
now, you appreciate that.
Bringing it back to the original question now. What are we grading on the shows for Phase 5? Now, I'm assuming me and you, Rolly, are the same. We want Daredevil I'm so looking forward to Daredevil.
I'm in between Daredevil and What If.
Really?
I really like What If. And the only reason why, and hear me out. When I watched the first season of What If and watching Doctor Strange, the trailer, it got me because I was like, oh man, we're gonna see zombies, right? We're gonna see Wanda as a zombie, Doctor Strange as a zombie, and who knows, right? And we got tricked because after watching What If, you could see what Wanda can do as a zombie, which like it changed everything. But we never got to see that. But it gives you an idea of how powerful a lot of these characters can be. So even though we're watching different timelines or different stories or different universe, but I like to see that that type of story.
Okay. I get it.
For me, and Daredevil, don't get me wrong, I love it, but again, I'm kind of skeptical of now being under Disney if they're gonna Disney it up, But like Moon Knight, I like how they did that. So maybe Daredevil will be the same type of deal. It's more grounded,
Well, if we're getting a rated R Deadpool under Disney's name, there's nothing they can't do. So that's still in the works. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what Secret Invasion is going to be about, other than the Skrulls being part of our world, our Earth, and other than that, I don't know where it goes from there.
It's like a Sam Jackson paycheck show, pretty much.
So, do you think we're gonna see like some Captain Marvel in there or Miss Marvel in there or something? No, you don't think so?
No.
Okay.
They're probably
I
gonna
don't.
tease it, but
I think it's.
it never happens.
I just think it's going to be an Earth-based show. Like, I know they're living in the space station
Yeah.
above where they're all just chilling, the Needle or whatever it's called. But I think this is going to be more an Earthbound show. So anyone that's going to make a cameo will be Earthbound.
Yeah.
So it could be anybody, and it could be just the Skrulls changing faces to look like Daredevil or even Spider-Man, but I doubt Sony would let him go like that. Would let him play like that. It could be anybody trying to look like one of the regular superheroes, but not be the superhero.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man. Like, I think with me, like, I'm most excited about Daredevil, of course, but I'm also like pretty concerned that it's also gonna flop, right? Like, because you know Daredevil is one of those. Like, the show on Netflix was badass. I gotta tell you, I've always liked Daredevil. As a matter of fact, I have my Daredevil mask back there. First 3D.
Oh, here we go.
Uh,
I
but
thought you were gonna put it on.
I don't think it fits.
wait, that's for the next show. But if we, I've always had this thing of like levels of superheroes, right? I mean, we were just talking about Falcon, right? Like him having any powers. Daredevil is a bat. Like, he has sonar and he's a pretty good martial artist, but he is nothing compared to some of these superheroes that are coming out around him, right? Fucking Loki.
But he has special.
Like,
Here's the difference. He has special reflexes. So anybody Earthbound, yeah, he can dodge him.
Yeah, but try to dodge a fucking hammer throw from Thor. He's not gonna do that, right? So there's
Easy.
levels and
All right, Keanu.
so that's like my only concern, that like the Netflix show was so good that we're expecting this other huge thing and that it's not gonna be what we expect. Like, that's like my fear. I hope not, right?
I have a theory. I have a theory about all of this because you
Shoot.
brought up another good point too.
Shoot.
So you know how Spider-Man, was immediately thrown into like the Avengers and all these other big bads. And in reality, he's just a kid with just spider reflexes, kind of like Daredevil with good reflexes too.
And super strong.
And I think,
Spider-Man.
they're gonna
Spider-Man is next level too. The only problem is, like, you put him in a place where there's no fucking buildings. I mean, you gotta walk, buddy. But he is next level though.
Spider-Man, all those guys are gonna be street level heroes.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what's gonna go. That's where it's gonna go. So we're gonna have those top tier superheroes that you have, and then we have the street level ones that's not. And I think that's what they're gonna be working on, because in the end of Spider-Man, he's just a nobody, right? And he's just gonna be working alone.
I want to add to your theory. So keep going.
Yeah. Well, that was it though. Like, I feel like,
okay. So like
Rudy said, it's gonna be all street level now.
I think with what did Doctor Strange call it when the two worlds collide? And shit. Anyways, when it's all setting up, this is all these shows and everything like that, street level, out of this world people. It's all setting up Secret Wars, right? So you're going to have multiple things going on at one. Like, Secret Wars, I think it has to be an easy 3-hour movie like Endgame was, if not longer.
On Incursion?
Incursion, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, with the Incursion, you're going to have people fighting on the two Earths colliding, and you're going to be having people fighting in the world around Earth. So it's going to be just a crazy-ass free-for-all on who's beating up who and who will win at the end. God knows. I think eventually who wins at the end is a couple of characters from here and a couple of characters from here are going to combine into one world. And then we're going to have to deal with it. Because, like, I think in Secret Wars is we will see Chris Evans as Johnny Storm.
Oh no shit.
I'm telling you right now. I think in the other world there is a Chris Evans because in that world in 838 it's Captain Britain, so there's no Captain America, and so you'll see Chris Evans play in 838, but he is part of the Fantastic Four,
That would be crazy.
and I think that would be sick as fuck.
Hell yeah, I would jump, bro. It would be like one of those moments. I mean, and speaking of, man, like Doctor Strange, such a badass movie, man. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my god! I mean, this last one, right? The Universal Madness or whatever it's called. Did we go watch it together? I'm trying to think now.
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, we did.
Such a
Right.
such such
We,
a
we,
such a
we geeked out.
yeah
on
such
all
a
the cameos.
crazy movie, man. Like, and it's I still remember. I think I still remember Rolly being like, "So who's gonna be the bad guy?" And I'm just like. Like that's how good these movies are, man. Where you don't think of like the Scarlet Witch as a bad person, right? Like, man, she's always been mean as fuck in the comics, bro. Like she's always been like completely like powerful and an annihilator, right? So, so I was like, I'm pretty pumped about that, and man, what a great movie it was, and also Spanish representation, right? America Chavez.
Who?
Oh, America Chavez. Yeah.
She's got the powers to cross
We're gonna
borders.
say it.
She's got the powers to cross borders. No problem. No wall can stop America Chavez.
We should keep a tally of all the stuff that gets brought up. Like,
That's awesome. Hey, you got Ms. Marvel, right? I thought was the little like steps,
You want to hear? You want
like
to wait? You want to hear
magic
something?
carpets and shit?
You want to hear something even worse? The only person to represent right anywhere close to what I'm supposed to look like was in the Eternals, and he was played by an Asian-looking man from Australia.
What? I thought you were talking about that comedian from
Gilgamesh
yeah
is
no
a Babylonian character in our story, like in our lineage.
okay
You get to Eternals, he's played by an Asian man that has an Australian accent.
that's interesting.
what
I
about
was just like,
Dracula
what?
from Blade 3? Isn't he from Babylon?
Supposedly, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
But
there's
Blade
two
3
right
sucked.
there.
So Blade 3
It's
sucked.
found.
I love how every movie that has some sort of portrayal to my lineage has been awful.
Okay, so
Just keep-
just to
just
clarify,
keep-
right
just-
now, like right now, while cameras are rolling, like what's your lineage? Like what's your representation? I'm asking just to
Oh,
'cause
you really don't know?
I mean I know you're a Syrian, right?
I'm a Syrian from Iraq, yeah.
Okay, so so people don't know, man. Like I didn't know.
Yeah, we don't have a country. We don't have a country. We were part of, when you opened up whenever you opened up your history books and you saw Mesopotamia, you're like, oh, is that you guys? Yeah, that's us.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're just renters at this point. We just rent a lot of space.
So, when these characters are portrayed, like, are they really? And what I'm asking is, like Namor's mom, she's from, like, the actor is from Guatemala, right? Of course, she's going to play in Atlantic or whatever, but she's from Guatemala. So are these actors from, like, the same region you are? Or are they just playing a character from the region where you're at, right? Because there's a difference.
They're just playing a character.
Okay.
Like the whole Namor thing in the movie, they're going to be Aztec. They're not. She's not going to be Guatemalan,
right?
Going into the water. These people were all Aztec people that lost their land to whatever war was happening. I think it was a civil war portrayed in Eternals, and they ran away from home and became Atlanteans or whatever they're called now.
Yeah.
In the movie, so like, it's interesting.
Yeah. So that's good to know, man. All jokes aside, it's little good history lesson there.
Wait for it.
No.
My thing is this. Moving on to like, I know we've talked about like Phase 5 and everything like that, but there's no movie I'm more looking forward to than Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Because they got to get it right. They've had 3 strikes. You're supposed to be out. Each one has been god awful. If they don't get this movie right, and if they don't cast it the way I want them to cast it, I'm gonna be pissed.
That's what I'm waiting to see the cast at least.
John Krasinski needs to be Reed Richards. His wife in real life needs to be Sue Storm. I want to see from our world 616 meaning, not 838. I want Johnny Storm to be Zac Efron.
Zac Efron, okay.
And I want Thing. And
I thought you wanted.
I know you guys.
No,
in 838.
Oh, in 838. Okay.
In 616, I want Zac Efron, and I want Thing to be played by Vin Diesel.
I saw that.
I get he's Groot. Groot, but I don't want to hear. He's gonna be. He doesn't have to just keep saying 3 words and get a paycheck. That's it. Let's make this guy earn a living.
Yeah.
Put on the prosthetics.
I like those choices, but for like Reed Richards, like let's look at it like this. When Robert Downey Jr. got picked up for Iron Man, he had a lot of years ahead of him, right? How long are we going to invest in these characters to play, Reed Richards for so long? So I feel like they need to start young. Because, like, for example, Carl Urban, somebody wanted him as Wolverine. He's too old. He's older than everybody.
Honestly, I thought Kit Harington would have been a perfect Wolverine, in my opinion.
No, they should. The best Wolverine should have been Tom Hardy, but his stupid ass went and chose Venom. Tom Hardy would have been perfect, but I think it's going to be that Egerton that was in
John Nelson.
What are those movies?
Yeah, they casted him already. I think. Yeah, I can't remember, but it's like a model looking guy, right? Like not he's not.
No,
like
the guy from the Kingsman.
Yes, from the guy from the Kingsman.
Oh, from that new show, Blackbird.
Is it Tager? Yes, from the Apple show, Blackbird.
Gotcha. Yeah, he will.
I think he's got the right height. To be honest with you, for a real Wolverine, not be 6'3" like Hugh Jackman. Honestly,
Yeah.
is there a better porn name than Hugh Jackman?
Yeah. What's the Stranger Things kid? Wolfhard?
That's not his name.
Finn Wolfhard, yeah, bro.
What?
Mike from Stranger Things. Google him, bro. His real name is like Wolfhard.
Yeah.
He got they actually whatever. There's I forget his name. It's a comedian, and they were presenting them on the panel.
Patton Oswalt did it to him.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, the best name in porn or whatever." And then the kid, like, he started, it was like a couple years back, and he started like acting up. And
you saw the rest of the cast calming him down.
Calm down,
like, hey.
He was going with it, man. He started like jerking his bottle and but anyway, yeah.
Look,
he would be
getting back to Reed Richards.
I think Krasinski has.
You can de-age them. Yeah, it's got to be Krasinski.
It has to be him, man. It has to be. They already showed him to us, right?
Well,
he just has the look.
I heard he was the only reason why they picked him was because he was fantastic. So it wasn't even like sure yet if they were gonna. But after the reaction, why not? Right?
Dude, they're gonna make a killing off of him.
Yeah, because like. I'll admit it, but it's like, no, I don't see it. It didn't work when he did it. He did it, and it worked. Like, it was like, and everybody's reaction was like, what the? Like, it was awesome. Like, when you saw him as
when I saw him come down, and I was like, oh, I got more excited for him than I did for Professor Xavier.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I Professor X, I was like, hands down, too. Like, oh, shit. Because I really want the X-Men to come back. Like, I really want them to, like, get some redemption for, like, the late 90s, early 2000 movies, which I thought they were great, you know, like the Wolverine Origins, all those like series or whatever, but just the X-Men overall, man. Um, you know,
No,
I want them
James
there
back.
was a lot
shaking
of
his head like,
misses. Not all of them.
Not all of them, no,
Look,
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
there
I
was
want them to
there was a
redo
lot
it.
of misses. There was a lot of
Oh
misses.
yeah, I'm telling you, yes, and I agree. And I think it had to do a lot of it with the writing and a lot of with the times, right? But that's why I want them to come back, like a new Professor X, like a new, you know, the original cast, man. You know, that
did
would
you
be.
hear the actor that wants to
Yeah.
play Professor Xavier, the guy from Breaking Bad?
Bryan Cranston.
Giancarlo.
Oh,
No, Giancarlo Espinosa. Esposito.
Esposito, yeah.
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 Oh,
He
he
I can
wants to
see
was.
him.
do
I can see
the.
him as X.
Yeah.
I can see him as X. My thing is, I think we're gonna get a big announcement on D23 for Phase 6. I think we're gonna see X-Men be announced. I think there's gonna be a Spider-Man announced for during that time.
See, isn't that Sony's thing to announce it, not
But
Disney?
I get it. But as long as they're working together, they have to announce it because it's in their contract. So like if they don't
Okay.
announce something, they don't tell Marvel or Disney this movie's coming out on this date, and it has to be every 2 years. They lose the rights to Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have to
So
let that go.
yeah, so then wait, no
But
way.
okay, wait. Going back to that X-Men thing, you guys
Yeah,
already saw the ending of Miss Marvel, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
Yes.
She's a mutant.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
She's not an
how,
inhuman,
yeah.
like in the comic.
So really, really, they're gonna just change it
So
up like
I
that?
think
That's
so.
our
I think what it
introduction.
so I think it's this. I think it's this. I think so. There used to be like a civil war in Marvel between Kevin Feige and the guy that was controlling Marvel on the TV side. So there was two
I
different
heard
people
about
controlling Marvel, and that guy on the TV side was keen on getting Inhumans made. He's like, it's going to be a movie. We're going to come out with it. And Feige never wanted the Inhumans to be made that way. He didn't want it to be made. So I think he purposely made her a mutant just to throw some sort of like
it.
push away like the Inhumans story. Like, let's just leave it to the side for now. We're not going to tackle Inhumans anytime soon. We still got to deal with mutants and all that nonsense. So I think that's why he made her a mutant. Because I mean, you're not gonna call her an Inhuman when Inhumans flop badly, like
Right.
Terrigen Mist and all that other stuff. It flopped extremely bad. Like I think it was probably one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my entire life.
You got a lot
And
of worse
so,
stuff, huh?
but it is. I mean, like
I couldn't finish it.
you first of all, you need to watch Morbius and then come back and call me, okay?
Uh,
Because it is so
I
bad.
feel it.
I'll watch it tonight. No, maybe tomorrow.
Dude, just
No, today's Friday night. I can't ruin it. I'll watch it tomorrow morning.
please, Rolly, please watch it, please. It's so
I add to my
bad.
to-do list this weekend. I'm gonna watch it.
And then as soon as you're done, I don't care if it's like midnight, 3 in the morning, just text me. Just
You just
text
want to
me,
hear
and I'm
you
gonna.
were right.
We'll
You just
have
want to
to
hear that,
we'll
right?
have to do a review
No,
next week.
I want to hear your point of view because it's so bad. Oh man, it's so bad, so bad.
Are you done?
All
Are you
right.
done?
So are we good with Phase 5? Should we move on to the next topic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I
go on to
think
the next
think
topic.
that's it.
and we're probably we can
Yeah.
probably do the last one and wrap up. Unless we want to continue on with the nonsense, but last week I saw the first day, the movie Prey. Did you guys get to watch it?
Yeah. I saw
I
it a
am
couple times.
halfway done, but I don't want to ruin it. And please don't ruin it for me. But all I gotta
We
say
won't.
is that the way they did this film, like
Mhm.
you don't even need to have any type of dialogue and to really fully appreciate what's going on.
It's shot
So
so nice. It's shot so good.
right, and I
Yeah.
really like how they're showing even like you're going back earlier in the timeline at a early period where you even see how the predator is also in an earlier period because they don't have that advanced technology like they had in the other ones in the other films. So, can we at least talk about the bear scene?
Yeah, well, I think we probably
great
will
scene.
not talk about a lot of spoilers. The bear scene is fine because it's in the trailer, I think. But
That
just to give a
was
premise, it's a
insane.
Prey is a prequel of Predator because a lot of people I feel like went in there blindly, not knowing. They kind of saw the trailer or kind of saw the title or the whatever the thumbnail, and you're like, oh, let me click on this, and it ends up being a prequel to Predator, a badass fucking prequel of Predator, right? And
Yes.
for my understanding, it takes place like 300 400 years ago, right? Before the original movie. But yeah, we can talk about the bear scene, like it's what do you want to say about it? It's just
No, it was just that scene alone kind of shows you how crazy this predator is.
Yeah.
Strength wise, size wise, throws it around like a rag doll. It's like
reminds me of that scene in Revenant with the bear.
oh, that's a that went the whole other way.
Dude. But like, well,
Oof.
but I have to say, that the Revenant was also filmed like in the same planes
Oh,
where
it
this
was?
one was filmed. Yeah, and they actually try
Okay.
to like make it so accurate that like originally the whole movie was gonna be in Comanche. But then like last minute they
Oh,
switched it to English, but they actually have some
There's
scenes in
no,
Comanche
you
that
could
is like
watch it in
legit.
that.
Yeah, and you can watch it in
You
that
could
too.
you could watch it dubbed, yeah, on Hulu. You could watch it on that.
Interesting.
Like I said, you don't really need to hear the dialogue to understand what's going on.
Yeah, but
You can totally figure it out.
that actress, man, that plays the main character, what a badass. Oh my god. Like I hope she's in more shit. I could keep watching like versions of that movie over and over, bro.
they should make her Kitty Pryde when X-Men come out. I'm
Oh,
already I'm already calling her to be one of the X-Men.
okay. I like it.
Hmm. I
Maybe
think I think
maybe
I,
Jubilee.
I'm trying not or Jubilee,
Yeah.
either one. Like I think this movie, it's like it came at the right time because we've had so many Predator sequels that were kind of a miss. Like Aliens vs Predator was okay,
Who
and
remembers Adrian Brody in the Predator movie?
that was Predators. There were so many Predators. But
Yeah.
this one, you know what they did? They made it like the original Predator. They simplified it. It was kind of man versus or woman versus machine type
Yeah.
of creature. He was a freak of nature, and so I like the fact that they brought it back to a simpler situation. Also, I'm just kind of watching my words so I don't ruin anything for you. Um, the interactions, and you see how they portrayed the Comanches in a very proud way, and I love they showed them in a nice light where they were all about family, protecting their own, doing everything on their own, and having an amazing fight style that was very rare. The character, I forget the girl's character, but her brother was a badass fighter. I mean, we'll just leave it at
Yeah.
that. And it was just amazing how they did the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think everything was
think
portrayed
that,
nicely.
Yeah, just to add to that, I think that formula works, right? Because so like Alien vs Predator, I thought had a great story. It just didn't have good execution, right? Like the story of like them like breeding aliens just to hunt them, and humans are just there in the middle of like the massacre. It's a great freaking
Yeah.
story, but the way it was executed, like maybe not a lot of budget, whatever it was, like it wasn't the movie that it was supposed to be. This movie, Prey, like that formula, and I think that's why the first one worked, right? Where you put the two main characters, the protagonist and the antagonist, in this place that is foreign to both, where you just kind of
Yeah.
have to like figure out how to kill each other. It's just great, and that's why the original Predator works, right? No machine guns, no anything crazy, right? They're during the jungle and
Mhm.
just hustling, like trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna kill this motherfucker, right?
Rolly, real quick, Rolly, how far did you get? Like, what do you?
I got to the part where She got captured by the Frenchman, and she's in the cage.
Hey, we can't see
So
her
there's
face anymore, Rolly.
Yeah, see, my computer has this thing where it turns into dark mode. Let me fix that
so
real quick.
there's only 2 Easter eggs that I can't even tell you about until you finish the movie. There's literally 2 Easter eggs, one for the first Predator and one for Predator 2. And the one for Predator 2 is really cool. The one for Predator 1 is just like a nice little like call out to the first one. But finish it and then I'll tell you about them.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to hear about them too,
Yeah.
because maybe I missed them. I gotta watch it again.
Well, I didn't know. I knew one of them immediately. When you hear it, you're gonna be like, "Yes, I remember." That's a line. It's a line from the first Predator. You're like, "Yep,
Okay,
that's from the first Predator." The second one is. It's just something else for the second one.
Yeah, we'll just wait. But definitely a must watch. To be honest with you, like I would give it 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed that movie from like start to finish. It impressed the hell out of me, and maybe it's because I didn't go in with like huge expectations
High
of it.
expectation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was just like whatever, let's play it, let's get over with, and I was like pleasantly surprised. It's funny because like my wife doesn't, if any show or movie has like 0.0001% of sci-fi, she's not interested. She'll just turn it away. And she did the typical, like let me lay down and like be on TikTok or whatever while me and my son were watching it, and then like within like 20 minutes, phone down, and she was into it. And I'm like, oh shit, you like this, huh? Because that's this kind of movie, man. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, what you like. If you like Housewives, you're gonna love this fucking movie.
No, a lot of it has to do with good writing,
He laughs. He
because
knows what I'm
you can't
talking
just
about.
The fact that you just said, "If you love Housewives, you're gonna love Prey." What a comparison!
No, I'm just saying.
If you like the Real Housewife of New Jersey, you're gonna love Prey. I'm telling you right now.
You're gonna love it. It doesn't matter if you love the Housewives or Real World. All those.
Jersey Shore.
My teenage mom. What is it? What is that one?
Yeah. I got knocked up. Oh, that was pretty freaking good.
Sorry, Rolly. What were you saying, Rolly?
No, the film itself, a lot of it has to do with good writing, and I think that's what going back to all the stuff we were talking about. What makes a really good movie is good writing, and what MCU has done really well is connecting a lot of these, right? And then if it doesn't connect to the overall story, and it doesn't hold on its own, then it sucks. A good example would be the what's the one with the one that we were talking about with the James People.
Brody?
Yo.
James People. James People.
The one with
what's happening right now?
Man, Mexicans suck. James People. Can't remember about
the Externals.
Black Hawk Down?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Aliens. That's a different continent.
Oh shit! My bad.
You went straight to the jugular on that.
That is me on my best tan.
Shit. I dozed off for a little bit. I'm dozed off, and then I come back to this conversation like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Black Hawk Down.
He said James's People.
Just say Middle Eastern, bro. It's okay. Okay.
Eternals. I was talking about the Eternals.
You're so paranoid. Look at you.
I love it.
It's okay.
Rudy,
that's what happens, bro.
You're like weeking out.
Huh? Yeah, man. I'm
you okay over there?
I haven't had a drink in a while, so today I figured might as well start the podcast loosey goosey, and yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Oh. Man, this was a good first day.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, this was a good one. I like how we were able to cover topics. Yeah, we even get to talk about Kenobi maybe for next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll save that for next week.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys haven't had a chance, I will recommend. There's this guy. His name is Kai Patterson, and what he does, he like a month ago he was a nobody, but what he did is that he cut all 6 episodes of Kenobi and made it a 2-hour movie. Like nonstop 2-hour movie, right? So he just took out like all the slow parts, all the dialogue parts or whatever, like that were unnecessary, right? Like the Princess Leia chase or whatever. That okay, it's cute or whatever, but like all the Disney-fied type things, they took it out, made it a 2-hour movie, and it's on his website for
I already
free.
found it. Kai Patterson.
Kai Patterson
Send
Films.
the link.
Films.com.
KaiPattersonFilms.com. We'll put the link in the group chat. But
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it because it's a fresh take, right? Like, so if you wanted to watch the series again without having to watch all 6 episodes, that's the way to do it. And then we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Awesome. Well, this was fun. As of right now, we don't have a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or anything. We're kind of still figuring things out. I think, what I was thinking is probably like taking some snippets, throw them on TikTok, probably like create a YouTube channel or something to try to have people come and listen to the podcast. But hopefully by the time you guys are watching this, we already have something established and you can come, follow us, subscribe, whatever, all the good stuff. Let us know how you like it, and then we'll tune in next week for sure.
We could actually ask them what topics they want to talk about too, to see what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
They're gonna be like, Madonna and housewives. No, can't do that. So don't give us those topics.
That's when I start acting like I don't speak English. No, I speak English.
Yeah.
It's not too good.
Why you sound
language.
Mexican? Can't you be more serious?
No, I be more like this, Pato. Don't worry.
That's awesome. And before we close, anything? So besides, Kenobi, anything else that we should watch? I haven't watched Thor. Watch that. Morbius.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Kenobi and Morbius.
Anything good?
For sure, we're gonna talk.
Yeah, knock out Thor. Have you guys seen Thor?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I'll have to go watch.
Honestly, we can knock out Thor next week, and we should honestly talk about some of the shows that are coming up.
Okay.
Because what's it called about to drop,
She-Hulk?
isn't it?
Yeah, She-Hulk next week.
She-Hulk, and then Andor. I think this month as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's gonna. I think that's
another
got my
Mexican?
nipples all hard.
What's
It's okay, man. You guys are everywhere. Don't worry about it.
all the Mexicans taking over Star Wars?
They took our jobs.
Han Cholo, Chewie.
Chewie. I mean, man. What was the comedian said that? What was that comedian that said that? Everyone thinks Chewie's Mexican. Nah, it's Artudito.
Arturito.
Because he even talks like us. He just whistles everything.
Awesome. Well, guys, this was awesome.
And
I really enjoyed myself. Any last thoughts?
Nope. I just can't wait to do this again next week, and hopefully we get a whole bunch of people to tune in.
Absolutely.
It'll
All
be
right.
fun.
Rolly, James, audience, peace out.